You know, despite the last couple of things I've seen from him, being Thor, Love and Thunder and Next Goal Wins, which I wasn't really hot on, like super hot on either of those. Taika Waititi still stands today as one of my favorite filmmakers going right now. He's just made so much stuff that I don't just like, but that I absolutely deeply adore. Yeah, the last couple things, he's on a cold streak right now. The last two things he's made, I haven't loved, but it doesn't matter. He's still a filmmaker that I get incredibly excited about when I think. His humor is top notch. His ability to tell these great stories. I mean, like Jojo Rabbit to me is still, I still can't believe the guy who did What We Do in the Shadows is the same guy who did Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
Which is an Academy level film. I think he won an Academy Award for that. Well, if you like his stuff like I do, this is an interesting one. The Hollywood Reporter is now putting out that Taika Waititi is going to be bringing us a Judge Dredd movie. Drew Pearce, whose screenwriting credits include Fall Guy, which was awesome, by the way. I don't know why more people didn't go see that. And Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, which I know you like, Rob, is attached to write the script. This is what the Hollywood Reporter has to say. Judge Dredd, Taika Waititi. Those two names have studio heads and executives sitting up this week as one of the hottest packages of the year that hits the Hollywood marketplace. Waititi, the Thor Ragnarok and Jojo Rabbit filmmaker, is attached to direct the new feature film take on Dredd, the popular and violent British comic book character. Drew Pearce, the scribe known for his action-filled resume thanks to titles such as Fall Guy and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, is attached to write the script. All right. Now, I already see a lot of people in the live chat asking, with Karl Urban? No, I don't believe it's going to be with Karl Urban. And while I would totally understand why a lot of people would ask, why not Karl Urban? Why not have Karl Urban in it? The Karl Urban movie was awesome. And you're right. The Karl Urban Dredd movie was bloody fantastic. But you want to know what else is true of that? Nobody went to go see it. I'm not saying only a little bit of people went to go see it. I mean, nobody went to go see that amazing Karl Urban Dredd movie. You want to know how much money that Karl Urban Dredd movie made? A movie I love. Not opening day, not opening weekend, not domestically, worldwide. The worldwide box office total for that Dredd movie was $41 million. And you're thinking, John, that might be a typo. No, John, that's got to be opening weekend. Nope. Worldwide. Total. That made $41 million. I love the movie. I do. But nobody, it would be executive suicide to greenlight a reasonably budgeted Dredd follow-up when nobody on the planet went to go see the first one. And that breaks my heart. I love that movie, but you got to do something new. I mean, hell, even Taika Waititi's, less than stellar work with Thor Ragnarok, that still made what? Like over $700 million, didn't it?
Yeah, 750 million or something, yeah.
700 or something along those lines. I mean, yeah, so clearly if you are a studio guy, you're looking at relaunching it. Now, look, and if it does relaunch, it is much in part due to that Karl Urban Dredd movie. Because that, here's the reality, and I don't mean to be mean, but before Karl Urban's Dredd came out, if you suggested a Judge Dredd, people would just snicker because we'd all think of that Sylvester Stallone one. And I know that movie has its fans, and that's great. And I'm not trying to poo-poo or rain on anybody's parade, but that was not a great movie. That was not a spectacular movie. So Karl Urban's Dredd comes along, totally revitalizes it, right? And now people think, well, maybe I'll go see a Judge Dredd movie. But unfortunately, I do agree with the studio's decision that it will have to be a new one. And that's just the reality. And again, even as a new one, Rob, I don't think it makes $800 million, but it certainly will make more than 41, I would think. Anyway, Rob, you hear about this. Taika Waititi, Drew Pearce, I believe, doing a Dredd movie. I love that we're going to get another Dredd movie. Bummed out that it probably won't be Karl Urban, but I understand. How are you feeling about it?
Look, I'm a huge fan of Judge Dredd. I was reading the Judge Dredd comics when they were reprinted by Eagle back in the early 80s. That's where I really read the run. And Judge Dredd's kind of the UK's version of Batman, even though they're nothing like one another. But, you know, we got one perfect Judge Dredd movie in the original RoboCop. The original RoboCop really nailed what the feeling of those comics were. Now, William Wisher, who co-wrote T2 with Cameron, wrote the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd, and I thought that script was really good, but then they had to add all this humor. The humor was over the top, and Stallone didn't want to leave his mask on or his helmet on, and that movie has an incredible cast. Armin Asante, Max von Sydow, Diane Lane. There's a lot of great stuff in Danny Cannon's Judge Dredd. It's just really inconsistent. But I thought that, you know, Alex Garland wrote, and Karl Urban really credits him as the director, even though he's not listed as the director of that Judge Dredd back in 2012. Lena Headey, you know, she's the villainess.
She's good at that. What's her name? Mama? Just Mama?
Yeah.
Or something along. Oh, she was so good in it.
The 3D in that movie is incredible. I mean, that Dredd film is really, really, really good. The only thing I worry about is the satiric, the darkly satiric tone of those comics. It's really hard. You either wind up with RoboCop or you veer into that Sylvester Stallone territory with Rob Schneider. Yeah. And you don't want to do that. And I would worry that Taika Waititi's sensibility is too much what we do in the shadows and Love and Thunder, even though a combination of the two could work. I know that the screenwriter of this new Dredd and Taika Waititi have wanted to work together for a long time, so maybe they'll come up with more of a Ragnarok kind of a deal, which would be great. So I am cautiously optimistic because both of them are huge fans of the comic, and if they nail it, third time's a charm, baby. Get that Judge Dredd movie we deserve. Although for various reasons, I like them both. The previous two.
And again, Waititi is an Academy Award winner. I cannot wait to see. And listen, I really need him to break this cold streak because I was hoping Next Goal Wins, which was an incredibly low budget. I mean, they made that for bus fare.
Yeah, they did.
But it felt like it, and the humor didn't hit. And I take that back. There are a few moments that are actually pretty damn funny, but overall it was kind of lukewarm, not up to his level of excellence. And I really want to see that snap streak. And guys, listen, I know there's gonna be a lot of people who says it's gotta be a sequel with Karl Urban. Guys, none of you and me either. We love that Dredd movie, but none of us, if we were actually responsible for the financial future of a studio, none of us would greenlight that. The first one made $41 million worldwide. I mean, they got to try something new. Anyway, guys, other than that, how do you feel about this? Do you think we could get a revitalization of the Dredd franchise here? Maybe it's doomed to fail. Do you like the idea of Taika Waititi? Not a name I would have associated with Judge Dredd, to be honest with you, but I'm really intrigued to see what they'll do. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.